Republican grills Judge Jackson on gay marriage equality in Supreme Court hearing. Watch this.
I'm just asking, isn't it apparent that when the Supreme Court decides that something that is not even in the Constitution is a fundamental right and no state can pass any law that conflicts with the Supreme Court's edict, particularly in an area where people have sincerely held religious beliefs, doesn't that necessarily create a conflict between what people may believe is a matter of their religious doctrine or faith and what the federal government says is the law of the land?
Well, Senator, that is the nature of a right, that when there is a right, it means that there are limitations on regulation, even if people are regulating pursuant to their sincerely held religious beliefs.
You agree with marriage is not mentioned in the Constitution, is it?
It is not mentioned directly, no.
And religious freedom and is mentioned in the First Amendment explicitly, correct?
It is.
Do you share my concern that when the court takes on the role of identifying an unenumerated right, in other words, it's not mentioned in the Constitution, and creates a new right, declaring that anything conflicting with that is unconstitutional, that it creates a circumstance where those who may hold traditional beliefs, like something as important as marriage, that they will be vilified as unwilling to assent to this new orthodoxy? Justice Alito in the Obergefell case wrote, he said, "I assume those who cling to the old beliefs will be able to whisper their thoughts in the recesses of their homes. But if they repeat those views in public, they will risk being labeled as bigots and treated as such by government, employers, and schools." So the Obergefell case, to nerd out with you again, was decided under a doctrine known as substantive due process, correct?
If memory serves, yes, substantive due process, and I think there might have been equal protection concerns mentioned as well.
Court, the Supreme Court has applied that somehow fairly mysteriously by saying it's created by the confluence of the Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution.
Well, Republican U.S. Senator John Cornyn of Texas, claimed that the 2015 Obergefell versus Hodges decision created a new right that is not in the U.S. Constitution, marriage. And he questioned the court's authority to make the decision during the questioning of Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson. The Obergefell ruling does not require any member of the clergy to perform a wedding that contradicts their religious belief. Yet Cornyn feels that it overrules people's ability to discriminate based on, quote, sincerely held religious beliefs, end quote. Cornyn compared Obergefell to the Dred Scott ruling, where the Supreme Court ruled that the Constitution did not apply to African Americans or slaves, as they did not count as citizens. First off, was anyone shocked that he went into this line of questioning? He's definitely trying to explore what she's going to decide in religious versus civil rights. It's coming, for sure it's coming. But was anybody surprised that he so overtly went after this?
Yeah, I don't even think he was talking to her. I really feel like a lot of these people are talking to their base. They're worried about the people watching. They're worried about their own elections. He knows very well what a Supreme Court justice can decide and not decide. And he knows very well what these laws mean and what they don't mean. And we all know that the Constitution has been amended over time, right? And that it needs to grow with changing society. That, I don't think he was talking about that. I think he was just talking to his base and trying to get them inflamed, because when they stay all rabid and ferocious and angry, they show up and vote.
And to your point, this is not they're, trying to get to points. They are creating their next campaign commercials.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not just talking to the base now. They're talking about them in November 2 years on from now.
Right.
Like Miss Graham getting up and storming out of
Oh my
the
God.
chamber because she just wasn't satisfied with the answer.
Right.
Please, this is
Oh.
all coming back at elections.
You know, when that happened, I thought to myself, did RuPaul say sashay away? Lady G sashed.
That
and
would have been
away.
perfect. That would have been perfect. But did you see her face? Like, she is expecting all this and a lot more, Like that face, that's that. It's the face that my brown mother would give me right before she took out a chancleta to hit me, okay? It's the same face that Kamala Harris had when she was running for president, all right? It's the same face that Mrs. Huxtable had in the Cosby Show, Black and brown women, when we've heard enough and you've gotten on our nerves and we've heard all that white garbage for too long, we're like, and that was Judge Jackson's face. I love her even more.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Lara are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus